and welcome back to another edition of the Cookery Show. So today, if you've not guessed by the title of the video, we're going to be making a chocolate delice. So it's a Mont Blanc recipe, you know, say voila. And we're going to be going from my brand new cookbook. I started rewriting my battered cookbook. Not really got round to completing it, but today we are going to be doing my Mont Blanc's chocolate delice recipe. It's really nice, basically a soft chocolate ganache, which you can use for quite a lot of things. It's a very multi-purpose sort of thing. You can use it for a dessert, you can use it to cover a cake, you can use it to also fill a tart case to make a nice tart or torte, something like that. So yeah, today, I mean, a traditional chocolate delice, you normally do it with a hazelnut base. However, we're going to do a little bit different today. We're going to be making this as a little Valentine's gift for the missus. So we're going to do a Biscoff base, basically like caramel biscuits. You use any sort of biscuits really. And then we're going to do the chocolate delice layer and some nice little decoration and stuff on top to present to the missus later on for Valentine's. So without further ado, get our aprons on and we'll get cracking. Okay, to start with, we're going to want to make the base. So you want to line yourself a tin. Do whatever sort of tin. You can do it like a tureen sort of style tin. We're going to do a square, sort of like average size tin. 250 grams of Biscoff biscuits here. We may need all of them, we may not. And we're just going to blitz those up. And then melted, there is 50 grams of melted, just unsalted butter. Turn it on, my help. It's still not working. No, it's still not working. Bear with. Aha! I had the lid on the wrong way around. I don't use this a lot. This is quite an ancient blitzer. As you can see, looks like something from 1984. Yeah, we'll just blitz it up. We'll just blitz them up and add in the butter slowly. So basically, this is a bit like making a cheesecake base, sort of. So you want to get yourself a spoon and just sort of like check that you've got enough butter in it for it to set. So just press it up against the side of the thing and just make sure it sort of comes together, which it does. Nicely like that. Lovely. And then with that, we will just pop that into our base. Just getting it all out. And just pressing it down into the base, like so. Obviously, we are chefs, and don't be afraid, get your hands in there, or get some sort of thing to help you just press it down, but just press it down into the corners, and sometimes with a spoon you just can't quite get in there. As I said, you can put hazelnuts. Traditionally you should put hazelnuts into this base. However, we're not doing that, so obviously this is a nice little nut-free recipe that you can do. And with that, we'll pop that in the fridge and let it set. Okay, with the base now in the fridge, it is time to make the filling. So, for the filling, you're going to need 140 millilitres of semi-skimmed milk, which I've already got in the pan. 340 grams of dark chocolate, I'm using Bourneville for this, Cadbury's dark chocolate. But you use any sort, you know, Lindt is very good but very expensive. If you're in the industry, you'll know that you can get a lovely chocolate called Belcolard. It's very, very good. And also another one called Calibert, which is a really good quality chocolate. Chocolate on this, the dark chocolate, needs to be at least 72% in cocoa percentage, or it will not set. It will not be hard enough. So yeah, 72% of 340 grams of dark chocolate, milk, 325 millilitres of double cream, and 2 eggs. So I've already weighed out the milk, which is 140 millilitres, and now pop in 325 millilitres of double cream. So it's just there. And then we want to just pop that on the stove and let it heat up to just to a simmer. Don't need it boiling. Just heat the milk and cream together until it is just warm. And meanwhile, whilst that is doing that, want to get yourself a bowl and whisk up 2 eggs. So, with our cream almost to sort of like a simmer, we're just going to start just whisking up 2 whole eggs. Forgot to say, I blitzed up the chocolate just to help it melt. You want it like, you know, if you have the chocolate chips, it'll be so much easier. Sadly, last week I broke my balloon whisk, so I'm having to use a fork for this, which I completely forgot about before I started making this video. But yeah, ideally you want a balloon whisk. Just whisk up your eggs just until they're nice and whisked up and pale. And then it is time to just start gradually adding your milk and cream. So it's just come up to a simmer. Turn that off, and we'll just start gradually adding this in. I mean, you can add it sort of like all in together, it doesn't really matter. Keep mixing it as you're adding it, and you want to keep on stirring it until it starts to basically cook out the egg and thicken to a sort of like custard consistency. But you've got to make sure you do this quite quick, because you need to make sure that your mixture is still hot enough to melt your dark chocolate, which is the other reason why you want to blitz it up, just to help it melt. So with that, to a nice sort of thicken slightly, you'll start adding all your chocolate and just keep on mixing, and the heat will just start melting the chocolate and just incorporate it all together. You don't want to be adding the chocolate in bit by bit, because if you add in the chocolate bit by bit and your mixture goes cold, you've then got to heat it back up. And you can do it, I have done it before, where the mixture's gone cold, and you just have to heat it up very gently over a bain-marie to make sure that you don't curdle the egg. But that has worked beautifully. Just keep on mixing it until all the chocolate has melted, making sure there's no lumps in it, and you should be left with that nice sort of like glossy finish. You should be able to see the light just shining off the top of your mix. Like so. So yeah, it's a nice sort of thickish, glossy mix. And now we'll get our base from the fridge, and we'll simply, we'll change utensil as well, get ourselves a nice spatula, or Mousse as they're also known as, which I didn't find out until the other day. So yeah, we'll pour that on top, making sure, get it all out. Now I must say this is one of my signature dishes. I normally serve this with honeycomb and some sort of nice coulis, like a nice raspberry coulis, with some chantilly cream on top. Or you can serve it with ice cream, or a nice raspberry sorbet would pair very well with this. There we go. And with that, we'll pop it in the fridge, and you want to give it at least 4 hours, or even better, overnight, to completely set. Sadly, annoyingly, due to the Bourneville chocolate that I bought, it didn't quite set. And obviously, it happens in cooking. Things don't always work. So that's why I'm showing you. If you find your Delice does not set for any reason, whisk it up so that it is like a mousse consistency. Put it back into your tin, and then it will set. Okay, well, gladly and luckily it has fully set. So now we are going to be in the process of decorating it. So we'll take out the tin like so. Obviously, if we used the correct chocolate, it would have set without any issues. But it is going to be more like a mousse now. Annoyingly. A little bit sloppy. But we're going to cut off the edges and make it look pretty. Okay, so now with the sides cut off to make it nice and square, nice and presentable, we will now decorate it. Now obviously we are, it is Valentine's, so we're going to decorate it with some nice strawberries. So I'm just going to take the top off and just going to try and make a bit of a heart shape from the strawberries, because I'm a romantic old bugger like that. Like so. And then I thought we'd then slice them down the length to make some nice little heart-shaped strawberries, which we can then use to decorate. Maybe 3 like that. I also have some icing pens, which obviously you can make your own icing, but it can be a bit of a faff. So these writing icing pens are just as good. And we'll do some nice decorative love hearts. Must admit, I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but it is the thought that counts, as they do so. And then we'll also write on it, oh, what should we write on it? Let's write on it, "Will you be my Valentine's?" So that is my chocolate delice. Obviously, this recipe and this video has not gone without its faults. Just comes to prove that you need to make sure you do have the correct percentage of dark chocolate for it to work. With 70% dark chocolate, it will set. Definite, 100% will set. We'll make another video in a few weeks' time, and we'll remake the recipe, and we will make it to my signature dish with honeycomb and chantilly cream and raspberry coulis. So we will do that in a few weeks' time. But at the minute, obviously, it's not chocolate delice. It's a mousse cake basically now. It's a chocolate mousse cake with a Biscoff base. Obviously, I'm not going to dive into it because I want my fiance Amy to see it when she gets home from work. So I have some of the offcuts from when we took the sides off, and I must say, it's good. It's chocolatey. It's rich. It's nice and light because it's more of a mousse. If it was a Delice, it'd be a bit more rich, a bit more smooth and heavy, where this is a bit more lighter because we've whipped it up. But yeah, the Biscoff base, the caramel, sort of like caramel-y biscuit, really works well with the chocolate. And we've also put a little bit of grated white chocolate and obviously strawberries on top as well. But overall, not bad. Not bad at all. Obviously, my writing is not my strong point, as you can see. And yeah, but it's very tasty, very good. Yeah, that is the chocolate Delice. Stay tuned for more on the cooking show. I'll decide what we're going to do next week. And yeah, do subscribe. Obviously, this is a proof that not all things work out in cooking. Things do fail. It's just a part of life. It happens, and we move on and we learn from our mistakes. And one mistake, that we have learned from, and that is don't buy cheap Bourneville Cadbury's dark chocolate, because I looked online and it's only 32%, which is obviously not enough. So yeah, like and subscribe, stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you next time.